Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio.
True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call
Ghost.
That's right, baby. What's going on? How you doing today, folks? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in with me. This is episode number 236 for the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, there's all kinds of little buttons underneath or I should say on the side of the player right there. All kinds of social media buttons and Facebook buttons. Use and abuse those buttons, baby. Spread it around like wildfire. That True Capitalist Radio is in effect in the house. All right, go to the blogs, go to the social media, go to the forum posts, go everywhere on the internet and let everybody know that we are in effect and in the house, and we are live, folks. We are live. And before we get into anything else, please follow the Twitter account. This is the official Twitter of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the Twitter name to follow right now if you want to be following the latest 411 on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And let me tell you something, folks. We have a hell of a time on Twitter. All right, now I'm going to talk about a whole variety of different things today, folks. So we're going to kind of try to go through a lot of different subject matters in the next 2 hours, and hopefully we can have some discourse on folks that want to call in. And, of course, you can always correspond with me by giving me a call at 516-453-9903 is the number to call. If you want to chime in on anything, whether you agree or disagree, while we still have free speech, folks, we need to use and abuse it. Anyway, folks, as the fraud continues to unearth itself as it relates to the Wisconsin primary, it's become more than obvious that not only are they rigging these machines, but they're also trying to, reconstitute the delegates, if you want the latest news. I mean, I'm hearing now delegates in states where Donald Trump has won, states like Arizona. These types of states where he won the delegates, now these delegates are trying to say they may pull back and vote establishment. I mean, do you understand? The fix is in. And I think it's a tragedy that we have establishment both on the Republican and the Democratic side, folks. Now, you Bernie Sanders fans, you're just not as vocal about it. We understand what's going on to Trump, so we are trying to take the necessary precautions to try to prevent this from happening, folks. And let me tell you, I mean, we're not messing around, all right? I mean, Roger Stone, I don't know if you saw the tweet earlier today, this man is getting the necessary permits necessary to conduct a legal protest so that we're by the book. I mean, this isn't some rogue operation. And when I'm talking about the protest, I'm talking about all the Trump train converging on the GOP convention this summer in Cleveland. All right, if you haven't seen the tweet, folks, we're getting the necessary permits, and moreover, Roger Stone and his people are actually negotiating with the local colleges, which should have a lot of vacant dorms during the summer, to potentially rent those out, for the length of the convention. Now, that is still preliminary, but Roger Stone and his folks are trying to work wonders. And as it relates to the protest, the Cleveland Police Department, I don't know if you saw that retweet, has bought 2,000 sets of riot gear, and this is 2,000 extra sets. And, of course, 10,000, and I'm saying 10,000 extra handcuffs in preparation for the RNC, the Republican National Convention, folks. And let me tell you, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that everybody knows that the fix is in. I mean, we're seeing it. The writing's on the wall. We've got the media trying to condition us into believing that this is okay. I mean, this is not okay, folks. I mean, for you folks that are trying to say, well, it's the rules. No, it is not the rules, folks, all right? I mean, if that's the case, then I think that we have a legitimate case of a variety of different fashions. I think that we could take both the Democrats and the Republican Party to court for absolute fraud. I mean, for letting the American people believe that their vote actually counts, having these folks take time out of their day, time out of their work day, time away from their families to supposedly vote in a primary where their vote is supposed to count. And let me tell you, both parties tried to say, hey, every vote counts, and if you don't vote, well, then don't cry about the government that comes to power. Now you've got everybody out here participating in the process, and both these establishments are trying to say that, no, that's not how it works. What we're going to do is we have a set of rules, and we don't necessarily have to oblige the people's votes. I mean, we never promised anybody. Yes, you did, you assholes. All right? And let me tell you something right now. This is a complete fraud. I think that there should be some lawsuits against the RNC, the Republican Party, and the Democratic Party if they attempt to try to go against the people's will. I mean, aside from people waiting in line and voting and thinking that their vote counts, there's lots of folks that have donated to campaigns. I alluded to this yesterday, and I know that I bashed the Bernie Sanders folks, but I do that because I hope that it sinks into their goddamn stupid little triggered noggins. All the beans that you have left over from your college debt account that you're donating to Bernie Sanders, if they're not going to elect Bernie Sanders as the nominee in the Democratic Party, well, then that's just outright fraud. It's just fraud. I don't understand how it is. It's a con game. I don't understand how this is even legal. Just the legal ramifications of both these parties attempting to try to elect and, nominate their own unelected nominee. It just goes against the whole idea. I mean, there has to be some sort of legal recourse. If there's any lawyers out there, please look into this, because I really don't appreciate that you've got millions of American people out here that are conducting themselves in this primary in caucuses, and they're out here, wasting their time, obviously. I hate to say they're wasting their time. I think that they're trying to allude to that so that they can, basically water down the future primaries and prohibit potential voters from actually voting so they can accept it in their head that it really doesn't count. It does count, folks. All right? It does count. So let me tell you, even if these idiots tried to rig these elections, all right, go out there in masses and still vote. All right? Trump has done something that no other presidential candidate has done before. He has to turn away thousands of people every time he has a rally, for Christ's sake. And none of these other candidates are doing such a thing. And you mean to tell me that you've got Ted Cruz winning at such a big margin in Wisconsin? I think that's just ridiculous. It's pathetic. All right? And if you think that the American people are just going to sit here and allow that to just go ahead and happen, you've got another thing coming there, Republican Party. And once again, I strongly urge everybody who's on this Trump train, partake in history, because we are partaking in history, folks. I kid you not. Just this show, the Capitalist Army, the Trump train, everybody on social media that's helping each other out, for Christ's sake, everybody is partaking in history. And let me tell you, we may have to go to the damn convention. We may have to confront these delegates. We may have to scream at the top of our lungs outside that damn Republican convention to let them know that if they are going to attempt to nullify the people's vote, that they are going to have to answer to the people. And Roger Stone has said he knows the delegations that are going to go against Trump. He knows their hotel itinerary. He knows where they're at. So if these people want to sit here and attempt to act like totalitarians, like they're vanguards of the proletariat, like they're some kind of Soviet, quasi-Chinese communist pieces of totalitarian trash, well, then they have to answer the people that they hoodwinked, that, they committed fraud on, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I'm not kidding. I mean, this is fraud, man. I mean, if our vote doesn't count, all the money that we've donated to the campaigns of the Republicans and the Democrats, all the money that we've sent to the Republican and Democratic Party, all the time, the effort, the energy, it's for naught. That means it's a fraud. This is the biggest fraud in world history, for Christ's sake, man. I don't understand why more people aren't up in arms. You understand? This is what I'm telling you. They're conditioning the people into accepting the fact that, it's okay. It's the rules. It's the rules. So, yeah, you went out and voted, and yeah, you donated to these campaigns, but it's the rules. Unbelievable fraud, criminality happening right before our very eyes, folks. And this is our government. All right, these are the people that we're electing here. I'm telling you that the stench of corruption, the stench of criminality, the stench of bureaucratic soullessness is literally just hitting the fan. It just stinks. It just smells like just dirty, rotten, like some urinal in a goddamn carnival, for Christ's sake, after about 3 days. I mean, it's sick. The stench of it, I mean, just makes you want to puke. Anyway, folks, I mean, I know sometimes I go over the top as it relates to some of this broadcasting, but folks, the seriousness of this damn election, it couldn't get any more serious. All right, I'm serious. It just couldn't get any more serious. So, let me take a step back for a little bit, all right? I know there's a lot of people that like to tune in. I mean, they want to get informed. They want to know what's going on. Let's take a lighter note. It is, what is this, National Beer Day? I mean, who makes these days, for Christ's sake, oh yeah, it's National Hugging Asshole Day, and oh yeah, it's National Serve a Glory Hole Day. I mean, who makes these freaking days up? All right, and ironically, it seems as if the National Beer Day lands on the same day as World Health Day. Now, how the hell does that work? I mean, give me a freaking break. Anyway, folks, I've got some special beer for the occasion. I actually bought some high-grade, higher alcoholic beverage content beer. I'm not going to name the beer because I really don't want to encourage young folks, because I know I have a lot of young people who listen to me, to let alone consume alcoholic beverages. But if you're going to consume them, just stick to Grandpa's old cough medicine. Some of this new stuff, I'm saying some of this new, like, high-grade, high alcohol content, 9-10% stuff is really, really strong. And, a lot of these kids, they think they can just kind of chug this stuff like they were, hawking back a soda or something. And before you know it, they're acting like, complete idiots, running around naked in the street, breaking their hands and windshields or whatever the case might be. You know what I mean? So, once again, if you're going to consume alcoholic beverages, please consume them in moderation and be an adult about it, all right? Seriously. Be an adult about it. Anyway, they're in bottles, so let me just go ahead and crack one of these open here. Go ahead and crack one of these here. Oh, yeah. And, of course, folks, I do like to drink out of a damn glass. Makes me feel like I'm sitting at a bar when I'm really not at the bar. I'm at my office here. But, it just gives that aura, if you will. Here we go. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, look at that. Jesus Christ. I can smell that alcohol from here, baby. I'm telling you, this is like 9.5% by volume. So just this one beer, should get me pretty toasty, to say the least. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you for tuning in with me. It's National Beer Day. I know it's a lot of gloom and doom. We got the Republican Party trying to fix the election against Trump. They're rigging voting machines, obviously, according to reports. that they're going out trying to steal delegates. Very serious time, but it is National Beer Day. So cheers to everybody out there who is celebrating National Beer Day. That is a capitalist and a taxpayer. If you're just some, with all due respect, a meaningless loser who's sucking off the teat of Big Brother government, well, you shouldn't be drinking crap. Anyway, cheers to the capitalist army, cheers to the capitalists, cheers to the working man and woman, and cheers to the taxpayer, baby. Cheers. Oh, very good stuff. Jeez, good Lord. I'm telling you, these new brews that are coming out of here, man. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, there is an explosion of, small breweries just popping up all over the place in America. I think that's great. I hope that a lot of them are able to sustain themselves because there is a lot of competition. And not to mention, we're coming into a header as far as our economic, as far as our economic situation is concerned, that some of these high-grade beers may be hit on the business end, because when it comes down to a squeeze in economics, when it comes to a country, people are going to go for the cheapest crap possible. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's a byproduct of economics. But I'm really hype about this big explosion of all these brews, man. I really am. I mean, I'm serious. Oh, really good stuff. Anyway, folks, I want to take a couple of calls here as it relates to the New York primary. It is now, the GOP primary has now moved to New York City, New York. And to be honest with you, if Donald Trump does not take this by like 69, 70 freaking %, then this must be a rigged goddamn primary, period, all right? I mean, especially after the comments that freaking Ted Cruz made as it relate to New York values. Do you remember that? It was like in the second debate, I believe, when he was questioned on what he meant by New York values. And I thought it was a ridiculous comment. And then when Donald Trump was asked about it, he basically hit Lion Ted right in the keister with it. He said, I can't believe that he would say that. I mean, this is a city that came back after 9/11. And let me tell you something, folks. I was personally inspired to see the people of New York City. And don't be wrong, I'm no fan of the people of New York City. I think they're jerks. I think the city sucks. But I tell you, they did not disorder, chaotic, crazed people. I mean, they showed that America has unbelievable strength. And, for Ted Cruz to try to attempt to run for president and be a representative of the actual country and to suggest that there are certain type of values in New York is just condescending and asinine. And, I'm not running for president. So, I mean, I'm not going to, sit over here and sugarcoat the fact that I really don't like the place. But I do admire what they did after 9/11. I mean, let me tell you, anyone, if you would have said that scenario of 9/11 before it happened in a what-if scenario, anyone 9 times out of 10 would have predicted that everybody in New York would have went berserk. And it didn't happen. I mean, it just did not happen. So props to New York. I'm telling you, I hope that you go out in masses out there and vote for Donald Trump, baby. All right? I mean, seriously. I hope that you go out in masses. It's an overwhelming win, for Christ's sake. Freaking 70, 75%. I mean, especially after the New York values jive that this idiot Ted Cruz tried to say. And not to mention, Ted Cruz is coming out here now and trying to bash Donald Trump's business record. Here you got Ted Cruz. He's never even ran a business. He's never done anything related to business. He's been a lawyer, bureaucrat his whole goddamn life. You see, that's the thing about bureaucrats. They're real quick to criticize people's business records, and yet these people haven't done anything. They haven't ran themselves out of a paper bag, for Christ's sake. I mean, case in point, look at the mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel. This guy used to be the chief of staff to Barack Obama during his first term as president. Now he's the mayor of Chicago. This idiot is such a lifelong bureaucrat that the only job that he ever had as a private citizen was working at Arby's. Yeah, the roast beef joint, all right? He was working at Arby's, and this bureaucrat was so incompetent and obviously couldn't follow directions that this idiot tip-off or something, doing some job there at Arby's. I mean, that just goes to show you how incompetent these freaking bureaucrats are. And this guy's running Chicago? I mean, and this guy was the chief of staff during Obama's presidency, during the first term. I mean, this is what's running the country, folks. I think people need to wake up. I chop this freaking fingertip off, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, if you ever see Rahm Emanuel's hand, he's got a missing fingertip on one of those mittens. And it's because he was an incompetent Arby's employee, for Christ's sake. But yet he's running Chicago. And now, I mean, I don't know if you heard the reports out of Chicago. They're talking about all-out civil unrest potentially happening at any minute. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so many murders and there's so much disorder on the street that cops are even afraid to patrol the streets at night. I mean, it's turned into an utter jungle. And the reason is because that whole gun-free zone initiative that was put forth by Rahm Emanuel. And once again, folks, if you take the guns away from the law-abiding citizens, the only people that are going to have the guns are the outlaws, baby, the criminals, the people that are going to do you harm. And the last people are going to be there once you're bloody or once you're robbed or once you're raped is going to be the police, all right? I mean, seriously. I mean, I know there's a lot of law enforcement out there that do their jobs, and I appreciate you. Don't get me wrong. But let me tell you, we cannot depend on you to protect us, all right? I mean, it's just obvious. We just cannot solely depend on you to protect us. So that's why I strongly advise everybody to practice their Second Amendment rights, baby, to the fullest extent. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, if you don't have a firearm, get 3 of them, all right? Get 4 of them. I'm not kidding around. I mean, protect yourself. Protect your family. Moreover, folks, I strongly advise people to go into their neighborhoods and start knowing who the hell their neighbors are. All right? I mean, just start, hold a neighborhood little feast or a barbecue or some kind of a get-together and know who your neighbors are. Get to know, hey, look, this is serious business. I'm not kidding around. I mean, get to know who they are. Get to know that, hey, look, this is our neighborhood. We need to protect it. You know, I mean, we got to keep an eye out for ourselves. We got to keep an eye out for our property. Get to know your neighbors, and then if something goes down, folks, and there's some kind of, God forbid, folks, God forbid, there's some kind of situation that's happening in Europe, happening here in America. We can all count on each other in our own neighborhoods, to protect ourselves. We can, basically create perimeters. Protect our families, protect our loved ones, for Christ's sake. I'm not kidding around anymore, man. I mean, this is just getting completely ridiculous. You've got the freaking political system saying our damn freaking vote doesn't count anymore. Our vote doesn't count anymore. I mean, that is an unprecedented American precedent. It's unreal. I can't believe not more people are up in arms about this crap. Jesus Christ. Like I said, folks, converge on Cleveland this summer, the GOP convention. If you're not doing anything, make history. I guarantee you, if you are going to be there, you will be in the history books. I guarantee you, I promise you. If you converge, all right? If you converge on Cleveland this summer at the GOP convention, you will be in the history books. I'm not kidding around. This is not only American history, world history is being made. And by God, whoever's going to be there on the ground, is going to be making history. I hear that Alex Jones is actually going to go out there, and that's pretty unprecedented. I hear a lot of other people are going to be out there on the ground, for Christ's sake. I'm almost tempted to go out there with the members of the Capitalist Army. I'm not sure yet, because I'm not even sure if, I don't know what's going to happen, folks. I don't want to get people hyped up. I'm not trying to be a sensationalist, but I've got a gut feeling that there's going to be some kind of a, how can I put this, not to alarm anybody, but prior to all these conventions, I think that there's going to be some type of a horrific act, whether it's false flags, staged, real, whatever the case might be. It's going to be a horrific act that's going to shock everybody. And, I mean, potentially we may or may not have conventions. All right, I mean, I'm talking global scale. You know, remember, they've already put all these ISIS people. All right, I mean, I'm talking like, you know, the immigrants, the crisis, the migrant crisis. These people are battle-aged men. These aren't women and children. So they got all these people all coordinating all over Europe, all over America. You mean to tell me that much like how the capitalist army and the Trump train are coordinating the chalkening this Sunday night, you don't think that these disgusting, filthy, pathetic terrorists are out here trying to coordinate some sort of simultaneous attack on a variety of different continents, for Christ's sake? And you don't think that plays into the hand of these totalitarian governments who want to incrementally put more and more totalitarian presence in our faces because they brought in the problem? Let's not forget, folks, they brought in the migrant crisis problem, all right? These people brought in the problem, and they're punishing us. They're punishing the domestic populations. I mean, how is this right? How is this right? How can we justify this? And I'm not just talking about America. I'm talking about Europeans. How are we justifying this? It's not justifiable. Oh, man, I'm telling you, it's just, I got to take another swig of beer to that. I'm going to take a couple of your calls here, and we may or may not get serious calls. I don't know, folks. I mean, this is serious times. I mean, if you want a prank call, wait till Radio Graffiti, folks. I mean, seriously, especially you young people, your future right now, this election is your future. I mean, mark my words. You hear a lot of these young people now calling me up and saying, hey, Ghost, I used to listen to you when I was in middle school. I used to listen to you when I was in high school, and I never believed I never thought the things that you said were going to come to pass, and now I'm really freaked out. I can't believe the things are happening. You were always right. I wish I would have listened. I'm telling you, young people that think that this is such a cute little, stupid little internet game, you people need to start listening to what I'm telling you. This election is going to prove whether or not you young people are going to live in serfdom for the next at least several generations that I can foresee, or you're actually going to have a little bit of opportunity that has not been accorded to you because the previous generations, with all due respect, sold you out. All right, I mean, that's just the honest to God's truth. Whether or not these older generations want to admit it or not, they sold you out. I'm not kidding around. I think it's a disgrace. And, you know, whenever I see an older person, whenever I see, and let me tell you, I'm not a little young chap myself, all right, but I mean, I'm an older person. I could say this. All right? I mean, they can't accuse me of being an ageist out here. Let me tell you something. Whenever I see somebody over the age of like 50, 55, I think, what a selfish piece of trash. All right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because, look, the whole reason why we are here in the current situation that we are in America has everything to do with the generations the age 50 and older. All right? I mean, let's just be honest about it. All right? I'm not kidding around. And look, I know that there's a lot of people that are 50, 55 that listen to me, and they may be getting offended. Don't get offended, man. All right? I mean, it is what it is. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. But it's the facts, all right? I mean, yeah, the older generation sold all these younger generations out. I mean, just look at the college debt situation. I'm telling you, I am going to beat it in the heads of these damn college kids that they had been had. Prior to the 2009 stimulus package bill, anyone in college debt could just file it under bankruptcy. Who gives a crap? You're a high earner. There was a bunch of jobs back then. You could become some stupid professor or whatever, and it was no big deal. No big deal, all right? But no, now in 2009, after the stimulus package bill, they federalized and nationalized the student loan program. So now that no matter where you get a student loan, unless you go to an actual financial institution, which I don't even think they give student loans anymore, and if they do, they still are backed by the government, believe it or not. And now you're on the hook for that student debt for life, man. I mean, for life. I mean, when you get a job, they're going to dock it out of your check. This is like Social Security tax. I mean, that's why I'm telling you kids that are out there with these student loans that are bitching, you shouldn't be bitching at anybody but Barack Obama and the Democratic Party, because they were the ones that brought in Stimulus Package 2, and they were the ones that put in this nationalization of the college debt. Man, they were the ones that did it. And now you idiots think that, oh, Bernie Sanders, if we elect him, he's going to save us. Man, bull crap. All right? I mean, give me a freaking break, man. Open your eyes, college kids, man. You've been had, all right? You should blame your parents, too. If you're in high college debt, you should blame your stupid idiot parents for not advising you and not suggesting to you that, hey, look, maybe you shouldn't, put your name on the line for $50,000 or $60,000 plus for the rest of your life. Maybe you should, maybe, I don't know, go to community college, I don't know, get a job, do something else. I mean, at least you'll have your name. At least you'll be able to work without having a damn the government docking money out of your check for some debt for some ridiculous degree that there's not even going to be jobs for anyway. I mean, this is a serfdom situation. You young kids have been put in serfdom, and I think it's a shame. And I think it sucks. I mean, our public education system has dumbed you down. I mean, your mental capacity is complete garbage, but your self-esteems, oh my God, y'all, your self-esteems are so great. Oh, you think that the most minor achievement should be championed for like years to come. I mean, haven't you noticed these kids, when they do one little scholastic achievement, they want it to be, championed and like talked about for like years, for Christ's sake. That's not how the real world works, kids. And that's why when you get to college, and that's why when you start realizing that you got student debt that you're going to pay for the rest of your life, that's why you're bitching. And you shouldn't be bitching at anybody but the freaking Democrats, because they were in charge of the Congress and the Senate and the executive during 2009, during the Stimulus Package 2 bill. And blame your parents, folks. I'm not kidding around. Blame your parents. Now, if your parents told you not to do this, if your parents told you, like, look, maybe you shouldn't sign your name on the dotted line here, then don't blame them. They actually tried to give you a heads up. But if they didn't, you need to go spit on your parents as far as I'm concerned. You understand? I'm not kidding around. I mean, if they like, oh, that's a great idea, honey. Go out there and sign it. You'll be the first one to go to college. Yeah, great. How are you going to pay for that? You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Sorry, I don't mean to go off keister here. Let's take some callers here. 516-453-9903. Let's take some calls here. How about 610? What's up? You're on the horn.
Hello, Ghost. This is Dildonic Plague. Currently fingering Bernie Sanders' rotten crotch. He is,
shut up, you stupid moron. I mean, if you're going to make a prank call, the least you could do is sound like you're confident enough to do it. You see, this is another thing about our younger generation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they want to do something, but they don't have the balls to do it. I mean, did you hear the shakiness in this idiot's voice, for Christ's sake? I mean, they're scared. They're scared of everything. That's why they get so triggered so easily, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're just idiots with high self-esteem and no balls, all right? That's our young people today, huh? Just great. You know what I mean? And we got males out here. What did I tell you 4 or 5 years ago? I told you that rappers will be wearing dresses. Look at what's going on out here, huh? I mean, I told you when we saw males, wearing practically leggings, I mean, showing anal camel toe, they're so freaking tight that there was going to be a problem. And look, I'm going off keister. I don't want to get to that. We're going to talk about that later in the broadcast, folks, because I want to have a serious discussion with the young people that are listening in about sexuality, about political correctness, and about what these stupid little young morons consider as privilege. All right? Jesus Christ. 516-453-9903. Let's try to take another call here. I mean, I hope that there's somebody with some kind of substance here. 336, you're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost. My parents are going to be voting for Sanders. How can I convince them to vote for Donald Trump instead?
Well, are your parents, do they work for the state?
No.
No, they don't work for the state? Are you sure they don't work for, like, the city or municipality? Do they work for schools? Do they work for something like that?
No, my mom gets EBT and my dad's a police officer.
Oh, yeah, okay, get the hell out of here, all right? Even if that's the case, maybe that's why they want to vote for Sanders, all right? I mean, the whole reason why anybody who's an adult that wants to vote for Sanders is because they're a bureaucrat, and Sanders is going to go and put more money in their bureaucracy. Do you understand that, folks? This has nothing to do with about caring about you, caring about the people. I mean, people, wake up, you stupid moron. Have a beer. It's National Beer Day. Have a beer and think about it for a second. I mean, do some goddamn critical thinking. Some cognitive reasoning, for Christ's sake, you stupid, dumb, wide-eyed, paint chip-eating idiots. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, 516-453-9903. I want to talk to what's going on out here. I mean, believe it or not, in New York, primary Kasich is actually second place in New York. I mean, I don't know how that's possible. But Ted Cruz looks like a bad third, and rightfully so. Let's see if we can get somebody on the horn that has some kind of goddamn substance here. How about 904? You're on the horn.
Hello, Ghost. I just wanted to say it's nice to have you back. And, well, in honor of National Beer Day, I wanted you and everyone out there to have a drink on me.
Yeah, not too bad, man. Yeah, have a drink on me, AC/DC. Although, you know something, man, I'm a little mad at AC/DC, all right? I'm a little mad at AC/DC. I mean, what the hell did they do to Brian Johnson? I mean, what the hell is that about? What the hell is that about, man? I mean, you know, the way they threw away Brian Johnson like disposable road trash, it all comes clear now why, you know, they had no problem moving on with the band when Bon Scott, you know, was found dead in his freaking car, drunk, and froze to death outside. I mean, these people are heartless. You know, screw you, or that idiot that is a schoolboy idiot, that Angus moron that does the stupid heel kick. Screw you, you heartless prick. All right, I mean, I like Brian Johnson. I like Bon Scott, man. They are AC/DC. And then you got these assholes over here trying to bring in, what, Axl Rose? Axl Rose is going to be a freaking replacement for freaking the ACW? What? Get this crap out of here. What kind of world are we coming to, for Christ's sake? Oh, my God. Anyway, thank you for calling, man. That was a pretty good little rendition there. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. Once again, folks, we're talking a little bit about Trump with a commanding lead in the New York primary. Hopefully that translates into high double-digit leads, because if it doesn't, that means we know that these stupid, disgusting, filthy GOP bureaucrats are definitely rigging the system. It's more than obvious that they did it in Wisconsin, for Christ's sake. They did it in Texas here too, folks. I mean, I'll be honest, they did it here in Texas. I mean, it's just getting out of hand, for Christ's sake. I mean, I can't believe that this is what's happening to our democracy. I mean, our vote doesn't count, folks. I mean, doesn't that piss you off? I mean, seriously, doesn't that piss you off? I mean, what are you doing? What are you people thinking, for Christ's sake? Your vote doesn't count? That doesn't piss you off? I mean, I'm just trying to get in the minds of people that are just sitting on their asses, sitting on their thumbs, counting the bacon bits coming out of their shit funnel, instead of getting on the freaking front lines with the Trump train and the capitalist army and everybody out of here, because this is our last stand, folks. This is our last stand as free people. This is our last stand as voters. This is our last stand as capitalists before these international bureaucrats take us over and use us as their chattel, as their serfs. I mean, this is our last chance, and that just goes to show you, too, you idiots over there on the Bernie Sanders side, it's your last chance. If you idiots really want socialism, if you morons are really serious about it, why don't you be as serious as we are over here on the damn Trump train, for Christ's sake? Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, this makes me want to puke. It makes me want to puke. I mean, what are you people doing, for Christ's sake? Our vote doesn't count. I mean, how much more do I have to say that the GOP, the DNC, the RNC, they're telling us our vote does not count. All right, let me repeat that again so I can get to your stupid idiot noggins. Our vote doesn't count. They're telling us this. We have sent millions of troops to die in world wars and in other global conflicts with the attempt, with the idea that we were spreading freedom, that we were spreading democracy. Do you remember that, for Christ's sake? And you mean to tell me it doesn't exist here? I mean, is there nobody else talking about this crap? God damn it, for Christ's sake, man. I need some more beer, for Christ's sake. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to open up a few beers here because I just can't believe that they're telling us, they're slapping us upside our faces, all right, telling us that our vote doesn't count, and it doesn't seem to me that enough people even give a rat's ass. And it's pretty disheartening, to say the least. Let me take a drink of this beer, for Christ's sake. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. If you have anything that you want to say, for Christ's sake, I want to take some calls here, man. I'm serious. I mean, we may hear some stupid kids. We may hear some freaking prank calls, but I want to hear somebody that's pissed off as I am. I mean, freaking, you should be pissed. You should be upset. You should be pissed, for Christ's sake. I just can't believe this. I can't believe this. And you've got the media trying to suggest this to us that,
oh, it's okay. It's the rules, okay? Look, I mean, that's just the way it is. You sit there and shut your hole, okay? Here, look, Dancing with the Stars is on, okay? How do you like that? Here, look, we've got another program for you so you can feed your junk mind-ridden heads and anesthetize yourself with vanity. Here's some more.
Jesus Christ, man. I got to take a swig of some more of this beer. I'm sorry, folks, and I'm going off keister, but once again, our vote doesn't count. God, man. Take a drink of this crap. Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I have to do this, man. I'm pissed. And on top of which, we're going to get to this in a little bit, they're not only trying to say our vote doesn't count, now they're trying to come after our free speech, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But I want to talk a little bit about Bernie Sanders since we're on the subject matter. Bernie Sanders came out today swinging. He must have heard me call him out yesterday, and if you folks didn't hear me yesterday in episode 235, I called this idiot out because it seems to me, just by mere observation, in my opinion, that this man doesn't give a crap whether he wins or loses, all right? I mean, this idiot is being left off ballots. I mean, you know, the freaking delegates are being taken away from him. He just doesn't care. I mean, it's just like he doesn't give a crap. And I alluded to yesterday that, in my opinion, I think that he's a ringer. I think that he knows that he's not going to win, that he's just getting all this money from all these poor kids and their college debt accounts, whatever's left there, and they're depositing it in his campaign contribution account. And when he doesn't win, this 75-year-old prostate-infected piece of trash, in my opinion, is going to retire in the sunset. And legally, that's what all these politicians can do. They can transfer whatever's left in their campaign contribution account into their personal account tax-free. All right? Now, anyway, you can look back in the archive at blogtalkradio.com/ghost to check that episode or any other episode you want out. But it seems to me that he was listening yesterday, all right? And if he wasn't listening, his damn supporters were listening, and they were, you know, getting to him on social media or through email or something. Because today he came out swinging, boy. I mean, woo! I mean, this idiot came out and said, you know, I'm Bernie Sanders, all right, and I don't think that Hillary Clinton is qualified to be president because I'm Bernie Sanders, and I know the law. And I don't think that Hillary Clinton should be president. She should be under investigation. She's a fraud, and she's a dumb broad. I mean, seriously, I mean, because it works to that effect, of course. But I'm telling you, he came out swinging, and Hillary Rotten Clinton doesn't even know what to do for Christ's sake. She's like, oh my God, I didn't expect this kind of swinging from this old prostate-infected bastard. Not qualified to be president. No kidding, she's not qualified to be president, for Christ's sake. I mean, haven't you freaking Hillary supporters seen what the hell she's done to women? This broad's trying to run on the fact that she's a woman. This broad has basically emotionally and mentally abused women that her husband, Bill Clinton, would sexually and physically abuse. Don't you understand that? I'm not kidding around. I mean, this woman, Hillary Clinton, would literally mentally and emotionally abuse the women that her husband, Bill Clinton, would physically and sexually abuse. All right, and yet this woman wants to run on a woman's ticket. I mean, that's just the irony and the soullessness of bureaucrats. Do you understand what I'm saying, folks? I'm not kidding around. The soullessness of bureaucrats. Jesus Christ. Anyway, once again, Bernie Sanders must have been listening yesterday. I called his ass out. Now he's come out today swinging. I'm proud of you, Bernie, you stupid milky-licking piece of prostate-infected, Ovaltine-drinking, Matlock-watching trash. Anyway, folks, let's take a couple of more callers, then we'll move on. We'll take some shout-outs later on here. Let's see. Who do we got here? I know we've got a serious caller here somewhere, right, engineer? All right, well, let's see who we got here. How about 908? You're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost. How's it going?
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm just a little upset about the whole political situation, but go ahead, sir.
Yeah, me too, actually. I was wanting to remark on something you said earlier. What do you think can be done about the whole social situation of, the whole, triggering obsession and PC culture and all that bullshit? Well, actually, believe it or not, I'm going to get into that in depth here in a little bit, probably in the later part of the second hour, because I want to give my personal opinion on it, and I hope that, you folks, when I get to that part of the subject matter, you spread it around like wildfire to everybody you know who's going to be triggered, every feminist, every bull-nosed, bull-dyke, every, wannabe thinks, I got dread, so, it's privilege or whatever the crap. These triggered assholes, spread it to them, all right? Because I am going to give them the riot act because, by God, I mean, I'm just sick of them already. I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of it, all right? But thank you for calling. I do appreciate that. I am going to talk about that in great detail. But I do want to talk a little bit about this election. I mean, once again, I hate to reiterate, they're trying to steal the election from both sides, both from Trump and Bernie Sanders. And luckily, the Trump train is taking it very serious. I mean, we're going out. I mean, we've got all kinds of people in social media doing their own investigative work, folks. And let me tell you, even if you're doing something as little as finding stories, tweeting them at people of influence, so on and so forth, you are actually helping. All right, you are actually helping. I'm telling you this right now. Do whatever you can digitally to try to help the cause out here. We are facing an uphill battle. There's hundreds of millions of dollars circulating in relation to this whole election setup on the Republican side, and we have to be an organic force that can supersede whatever money they throw in an attempt at trying to bamboozle the people into accepting a brokered convention. All right, this is serious business. This is a call to action to everybody out there. I mean, retweet tweets. All right, I mean, if I put something out there, please retweet it, folks. I mean, this is serious business. Retweets matter. All right, I mean, posting things on Facebook, posting things on social media, finding articles, finding information. This is serious business, and we need everybody on the front lines out here. We need everybody. You know what I'm saying? We need everybody we can. Anyway, let me take two more calls, then we'll go on to some shout-outs, and then we'll move on to the next subject. Who else do we got here? Let's do 201. What's up? You're on the horn.
Hey, just wanted to know, what did you think of your grandma's affair with Bernie Sanders? Yeah,
you're real funny, you stupid moron. I mean, you see, you didn't even know what to say. And not to mention, you sound like there's no fatherly influence. I'm sick and tired of hearing these young kids that sound so uncertain. And it is a male here. At least I think it's a male. Who the hell knows what they identify as anymore, for Christ's sake? But this is what I'm talking about, man. No fatherly influence. And because you have no fatherly influence, you've got airheaded men out here. Airheaded, effeminate men. That's just great, isn't it? Thanks a lot, single moms. You really outdid yourself in this generation, all right? And let me tell you, if you're a single mother and you just happen to have a jerk off as a ex-husband or whatever the case might be, I'm sorry that you're lumped in to the, with all the other dirty dish rag whores that utilize children as a weapon, children as a means of income, children as a means of tax return generation, children as a means of getting welfare and all kinds of different subsidies. I mean, unfortunately for you single women that had a bad partner, you're lumped into the same category as these other dirty, filthy, disgusting, pathetic dish rag whores that decided that they were just going to go hop on something that looked good in a leather jacket. All right, used no protection whatsoever, didn't even bother to see if the guy was, had something on, didn't even care to take something, didn't even care to tell the man to come out and at least ejaculate somewhere else instead of in your uterus, all right? Now you want to blame everybody, you want to blame every man, you want to blame every this and every that, and look, Rod, it's your fault. It's your freaking fault, all right? You need to take personal responsibility just like men take personal responsibility, all right? I mean, it's getting so bad now that the law is against men so bad that even if they don't want to take responsibility, they can't do it. Are you kidding me? Get thrown in jail now. So, I mean, I don't want to hear any more of this single mother crap. In my opinion, you have ruined our generation of young people. You have made our young women, in my personal opinion, into subliminal prostitutes for the most part, and you've turned our males into effeminate, disgusting, gender fluid, pansexual, light-voiced pussies, for a lack of a better term. I'm sorry. All right? I mean, look, if you're a single mother and you work hard, you had a jerk for a husband or something, he beat you or whatever the case might be, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you are lumped in this category, but you know as well as I that a group is defined by its majority. And once again, I hate to keep reiterating that statement, but it's true. A group is defined by its majority. And right now, the majority of women out here think it's so in vogue to just shit out a kid, just shit out a kid because they want a fashion accessory or they want a baby shower, or they want to celebrate birthday parties and all this dumb nonsense. It's all women that's why they're having children. Why do you think we had MTV Teen Mom, for Christ's sake, as a freaking show? It's pathetic, man. I mean, I'm sorry I'm going off on this soliloquy about freaking single mothers, but somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to say it. Now, if you are a product of a single mother, my apologies, man. It is not your fault. All right, I mean, if you're a kid, if you're a young person, if you're in high school, you're in college, you're a product of one of these dirty dish rag whore single mothers, it's not your fault. And you don't have to hate your mother, but just know the truth. All right? I mean, once one has an adult relationship with the truth, that's when they become an adult. All right? And if you have an adult relationship with the truth, that your mother was, for whatever reason, wanted to become some single cougar, and as well as I, folks, if you were brought up in a single mother household, you probably saw all kinds of different men coming in and out of your home, and you just had to think that was acceptable. You just had to accept it, for Christ's sake. And, I know that affects these young people, but, do women give two rats' asses about how in the hell it affects a young child to see a revolving door of pricks coming in and out to poke mommy? All right? I mean, you don't think that he or she hears you in the next room getting hammered by some Alabama black snake that you met at freaking Applebee's? I mean, I'm serious, folks. And look, I didn't mean to get into this right now because I'm going to get into this later. But I had to say this about single mothers, man. I'm sick and tired of hearing about single mothers being these great saintly whores. I mean, they're pathetic as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry. And if you're a hard-working single mother, if you don't collect entitlements and you're working hard and you're trying your best to, support your family, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bash you in this soliloquy, but once again, a group is defined by its majority, and I just can't stand single mothers. I just can't stand them. I'm sorry. They make me sick. You know what I mean? They want all this sympathy. They want everybody to cry for them. They want, I just don't know. Shut your stupid stinking hole. I mean, all you had to do, broad, is just make sure that man would have ejaculated anywhere else other than inside your uterus, you stupid idiot. But no, that's just such a hard thing to do, isn't it? It's such a hard thing to do. I mean, if it's such a hard thing to do, how come we didn't have these pregnancy epidemics about 50 years ago, huh? 60 years ago? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, folks, for going on that soliloquy. I know I have a lot of listeners who come from single mother homes, and I'm not trying to, make you feel bad about yourself. As a matter of fact, it should fuel you. It should make you understand why, whatever shortcomings you may have as a person, why you have them. And then come to grips with that and understand that and try to refashion that. Try to make it better. Because the only way you're going to make yourself better is if you understand the flaws and the origins of those flaws. And by God, if you come from a single mother, there's going to be a lot of flaws. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things wrong, all right? So, look, I'm going to get off that subject matter. I'm sorry. I went on that soliloquy. I'm probably shocking a lot of people. But, hey, folks, I mean, I respect women, all right? As a matter of fact, that's why I have a lot of women who listen to this broadcast, you know that? Because most social media stars and these idiots that like to get all this whore attention, like, these YouTubers and these Vine stars, you know what they do whenever they have, some females following them? They make them do stupid, ridiculous, sexual exploitive crap like, hey, why don't you write her name on your tits? Yeah. Oh, look, this chick wrote her name on her tits. It's my name on her tits. And look, it's my name on her ass. I mean, just complete vile dehumanization of women. And, you morons out there are just giving these bull dyke, disgusting, greasy, rash under the tit feminist fodder with this crap. All right, and that's what I don't do. I respect women. I respect them if they have respect for themselves. And any woman that basically puts their looks before their actual mental capacity, I just don't respect women like that. They're pathetic. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some naturally attractive women, but if you're going out of your way, folks, and you're out here, it takes you like 3 hours to get ready, women, your priorities are completely wrong. All right, they're just completely wrong. You should be fashioning your mental prowess. You should be fashioning your skills as a human being because that's what makes you you. I mean, and none of this freaking makeup and none of this, look at the thigh gap. Look at this thigh gap that I got. Look at this big freaking plastic ass I bought. Look at these ridiculous silicone tits that I bought. It has nothing to do with that. And you see, that's why a lot of females listen to this broadcast, folks, because they're not demoralized like most of these idiots in social media. And you want to know why most of these idiots, demoralize these women? Because they're nerds. They're losers. I mean, it's a big accomplishment. It's some big feat to have some chick write their name on their tits, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's just disgusting and stupid. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry. I'm going off. I'm digressing. There's just so much things going on. They're trying to say our vote doesn't count. They're stealing the elections on both sides. They're cracking down on free speech. You've got these triggered feminist idiots trying to sit here and suppress us through political correctness. I mean, it's just so much crap, man. It's overwhelming, man. So anyway, let me take a swig of this beer, folks, all right? And while I'm doing that, let's go ahead and get ready for some Twitter shout-outs. All right, let's get ready for some Twitter shout-outs right here, right now. Now, anyway, since it is National Beer Day and, it is superseding the trend National Health Day, I think that maybe we should hijack National Beer Day as the trend for shout-outs, all right, folks? Because I'm drinking beer, and, it's what I'm doing, all right? I mean, it's not a bad day. It's one of the few days that I'll actually acknowledge that's a national day, all right? Just another day to drink some goddamn beer, baby. Anyway, National Beer Day hashtag is the hashtag to tweet at if you want a Twitter shout-out right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, folks. All right, we got the Teutonic Plague in the house. We've got Dr. Hotel Mario in the place. We've got Smack Hack, CDI Fan 237 in the house. We've got Brony Drumming in the house. We've got Carb Nor. Who else do we got going on? King of Hypocrisy in the house. Yeah, real funny. We got Sophisticator. That's pretty interesting there, troll. I mean, oh, my God. I'm telling you, man. Some of you trolls, you get pretty creative out here. I'm telling you. Once again, National Beer Day is the hashtag to be tweeting at if you do want a Twitter shout-out right here. We've got Jack Chire. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, man. I'm sorry, but what's going on to you, man? True Cap Investor in the house. Kiwi Yaks in the place. What's going on to New Zealand, baby? What's going on? We've got Chanikin. What's going on to Chanikin in the house? We've got the Green Leader 1978. Of course, Raldy the Engineer. You're not going to get the engineer, Raldy. All right, come on, man. Stop it. Who else do we got? I'm not saying that disgusting name, for Christ's sake. We got the Concerned Man. We got Commie Killin' Moon in the house. Who else do we got? We've got Frenchy Bird 69, Mr. Incognito Guy. What's going on? We've got Jub. I got old Jub. What's going on, mate? I got some old Jub. I got some old beer. Old Jub. Cheers, Jub. How you doing, man? Oh, man. I'm telling you, man. Once you start getting a 9.5% beer, that's serious business, man. Ann Ranter, what's going on, Ann Ranter? Good to see you. S-Flan Bird in the house. Rampage 470. Axel for Ghost. Oh, yeah, that's real funny. Axel for Ghost. Look, I like Axl Rose, to be honest with you. I think he's probably one of the most talented rock stars probably in American history. I mean, if you want my opinion, a great showman, a complete and utter independent badass. But I don't like him, joining the group of AC/DC. And not to mention, they're going to tour together. So you're going to hear AC/DC open up for Guns N' Roses, but he's going to be singing in both bands. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's going to be singing in both freaking bands, for Christ's sake. I mean, give me a freaking break. You're talking about, I don't want, look, this isn't a rock show. I'm sorry, folks. I'm pissed on what they did to Brian Johnson, all right? Anyway, we got Jordan Powers 95 in the house. Once again, if you want a shout out right here, right now, live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, tweet the hashtag National Beer Day so that we can keep this son of a bitch running and rolling. We've got Silly Bear XX3 Cripples for Ghosts. Yeah, real funny, asshole. Look, I alluded to this whole idea of me possibly being in a wheelchair yesterday as a point. I'm not in a freaking wheelchair, for Christ's sake. I mean, look back in the archive. I was stomping my feet. I was doing Fort Lorico. Remember that? And I might do Fort Lorico come Cinco de Mayo. Come Cinco de Mayo, since, all of a sudden it's become a national holiday in America, old Cinco de Mayo. I might go ahead and do, some Fort Lorico during that day, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we got, I'm not saying that disgusting name. Angry Manju. How are you doing, Angry Manju? We got Whiskily 61. We've got, Jesus Christ, you sick bastards, man. Ass Biscuit, man. Jesus Christ. Freezorg in the house. What else do we have here? We got the Jizzmaster. Oh, yeah, real funny, asshole. Real funny. We got Sinister Game 17 in the house. Let me take a few more Twitter shout-outs, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to the broadcast here. We've got, what is this crap? Jerry Fatman in the house. We've got, who else? We got Crematorium. We've got Like and No Showa, okay. I'm not saying that disgusting crap. And screw you, Benito Ghostini. Screw you. Jesus Christ. Who else do we got? You know what? That's it. I'm not doing this. Yeah, look at Adolf Ghostler. Yeah, real funny asshole. Real funny. At least come. Hey, what's going on to Commander Biff? All right, Diaper Ghost. I mean, that's enough. Get this idiot. Get off. Get out. Get out of my screen. Anyway, folks, we're live here on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. We're already 5 minutes into the second hour. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. Once again, if you want to follow me on Twitter, the Twitter hashtag is PoliticsGhost, folks. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow if you want to follow the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Once again, folks, spread it around like wildfire. We got all kinds of buttons next to the freaking player there. Right? All kinds of Facebook like buttons and retweet this buttons and all kinds of social network buttons. Use and abuse those buttons, baby, all right? Use and abuse them, baby, because we got to spread this around like a wildfire, baby. I want to be able to go and have about 100+ thousand people listening live on a consistent basis, baby. That's what I want. All right, I'm not kidding around. That is what I want. I want 100,000 people. We're already at about 50, 60,000, but I want 100,000 people. And look, this is not just on the United States front. All right, we've got people listening throughout the world, baby. And I'm talking everywhere throughout the world. I mean, all the way as far as New Zealand, baby. I mean, we got Australians. We got my brethren in Europe. We've got people in Spain, Portugal. We got people in Indonesia. We got people in the Philippines in the house. All right, I'm not kidding around. We got all kinds of people, man. We got people in Poland. What's going on in Poland out there? I mean, we got all kinds of people throughout the international community, folks, because really what the True Capitalist Radio represents, it represents the opportunity for people to be economically free, and with economic freedom automatically comes political freedom. And that's what we want to advocate. We just want freedom. We want to be left the hell alone. Just leave us alone. I mean, it's just simple as that, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, just leave us the hell alone. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me take another chug here. Man, that is strong stuff, for Christ's sake. You know what? Let me break open another one of these sons of bitches here. Oh, yeah. Woo, one more beer, baby. Oh, yeah, it's National Beer Day, all right? I mean, so I got an excuse. All right, so anybody's going to try to judge me, it's National Beer Day. So if if you're not having a beer, then there's something wrong with you, all right? Woo! Anyway, folks, let's move on to the next subject matter. I want to talk a little bit about the FEC, and when I talk about the FEC, I'm talking about the Federal Elections Committee, believe it or not, is going after a filmmaker by the name of Joel Gilbert. And if you're not familiar with Joel Gilbert's work, I strongly advise you to try to attempt to make an effort to try to view his work. I mean, he has made a brilliant movie called Dreams of My Real Father, where he investigates the past of one Barack Obama and basically uncovers the true history of Barack Obama's heritage, about where he was born, about who his actual father was, about a bunch of stuff. I mean, it alludes to the fact that a communist, a devout known communist by the name of Frank Marshall Davis was his real father. It also alludes to the fact that Barack Obama's mother, Dunham, was tied allegedly to some pornographic material. And in the movie, he actually has pictures of Dunham in what looks to be like Betty Page-like bondage positions and bondage-like gear. A very serious movie, folks. I mean, it's a real eye-opener. If you haven't seen it, folks, I strongly advise people to go ahead and view it. It's called Dreams of My Real Father. It's by Joel Gilbert. He's a filmmaker. He produced it and directed it. And the reason that the Federal Elections Commission is going after Mr. Gilbert is because he is basically going around wherever they're having Democratic caucuses or any primaries or or there's any. He's basically releasing the film for free in areas in which they're having primaries and caucuses. All right. Now, all of a sudden, the FEC, which I had no idea, had any kind of reign over the free speech of filmmakers, but allegedly there's 3, left-wing Democrats that sit on the Federal Election Commission board, and these people that sit on the board are the actual ones putting forth this complaint. Now, unfortunately for Joel Gilbert, he's going to have to fight this, and if he doesn't, they're going to throw him in jail. I mean, they're going to throw him in jail, folks, for airing his own work, his own documentary that he produced himself for free in selected areas where there happens to be primaries and caucuses. I mean, does this constitute jail time, for Christ's sake? I'm telling you, folks, they're coming after our free speech. So use and abuse it while you still have it, for Christ's sake, man. It is a ridiculous, pathetic disgrace of what's going on here in this country. All right? I mean, they are going after filmmakers now, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. I'm not joking, man. They're coming after our freaking First Amendment. They're coming after our Second Amendment. They're coming after our rights, folks. That's why the Donald Trump presidential campaign is so important. It is our last stand as American people. It is our last stand as American people, for Christ's sake. And look, if you happen to know Joel Gilbert's Twitter, feed him some support, folks. I mean, he is being persecuted. And moreover, he's not the only one being persecuted. They're trying to target news outlets like the Drudge Report. I'm not kidding around. They're trying to stop people from actually spreading information as it relates to the damn elections, man. I mean, this is how freaked out this is getting, man. I mean, okay, look, listen. All right, first they tell us our vote doesn't count. Now they're trying to incrementally take out our free speech through intimidation and through, bureaucratic legalese. All right, I mean, what's next? I mean, what is next, folks? I mean, this is an all-out attempt at intimidation by the totalitarian government, and we can't let it happen. We cannot let it happen. I mean, I strongly urge everybody, please follow the Drudge Report. I'm not kidding around. Please follow the Drudge Report, all right? I mean, you got the Federal Election Commission over here trying to take them down, for Christ's sake. And look, Drudge did go on Alex Jones last year, and I did see that show, but be honest with you. He miraculously, I mean, even Alex Jones was shocked when Matt Drudge went into his studio. He couldn't believe it. But Matt Drudge said probably one of the most prophetic speeches prior to 2016. He said that he was told by a Supreme Court justice that it's over. Matt Drudge said that a Supreme Court justice told him that it's over, that they're coming after the First Amendment, they're going to regulate the Internet, we're not going to be able to freely flow information any longer, and it's because these old media, these old mainstream media people want to maintain the monopoly on information, and we can't let them do it. That's why what we're doing is so serious and so historic. Oh, my God, I'm serious, man. I'm not kidding. I think people need to take this very serious. I mean, if they can go and try to intimidate Joel Gilbert because he's basically and it's a film about Obama. It's not even a film about Hillary Rotten Clinton. It's not even a film about Bernie Sanders. I mean, it's not a film about any of the people that are running for president, all right? This is a film about Obama, all right? And the Federal Election Commission is trying to intimidate Joel Gilbert from releasing his own film? I mean, this man made it himself. He produced it himself. He paid for it himself. I mean, he's releasing it to certain areas that are holding caucuses and primaries for free. I mean, this is serious business. And on top of which, they want to go after Drudge. The Drudge Report as it relates to this stuff. I mean, what are we living in? Communist China? I mean, what is this, Soviet Russia, for Christ's sake? I mean, they're telling us on the media that our vote doesn't count, and that's the rules, and they're snickering at us, they're laughing at us. We got, the Federal Election Commission trying to say that you can't air your documentary that you paid for, that you directed, wherever we don't think that it should be aired. I mean, where's it going to end, folks? Where is it going to end? And I've said this, and I will continue to say it, folks. Silence is consent. Silence is consent. So if you're going to sit there and remain silent, then you consent to all this totalitarianism. If you're just going to sit there and remain silent, then you're okay with all this corruption and criminality and the poisoning of the people. You're just okay with this. If you're silent, that's just all there is to it. All right? That's just all there is to it. Anyway, I want to hear from you. 516-453-9903, for Christ's sake. The FEC, the Federal Elections Commission, is going after Joel Gilbert. They're trying to put this man in jail for airing his film around primaries and around caucuses. And I don't understand, but they're trying to nitpick some legalese rule in an attempt to throw this man in jail to intimidate free speech and to take away our free speech. And I think it's a disgusting ploy. And they're going to try to do the same thing with the Drudge Report. And by God, Matt Drudge, keep doing what you're doing, baby. The Drudge Report needs to keep doing what it's doing. Breitbart needs to keep doing what it's doing. We all here that are listening within the sound of my voice, we need to keep doing what we're doing. Like I said, every retweet, all right, every suggested news article, any news you may be able to scour, anything that you can find. I mean, even if you think that it's insignificant, tweet it to those people that are influential so that they may be able to retweet the information. I mean, this is an information war. We need to make sure that the information is plastered everywhere, folks, because the mainstream media is outright lying to us, and we've got to make sure that we are the gatekeepers of information. It is very important. If you're on the Internet, you are on the front lines of the information war. So you need to spread information around like wildfire and make sure that all the minds are able to see the truth, and that the stench of it cannot be ignored, and they have to acknowledge it. They have to sit here and absorb it, and they have to have it stuck in their minds. Anyway, folks, 516-453-9903 is the number to call. Let me take a few callers here and see if we can have some decent discourse prior to the madness of Radio Graffiti. 508, what's up? Or 580, excuse me, 580, what's up?
No, man, nothing much. I'm telling you right now, dude, I hope they don't throw that guy in jail because that's going to be a bad deal. Down here where I'm from, I've been hearing a lot about that right now. I live right here on the outskirts of Big Jackerton, Oklahoma, and it's just bad.
Yeah, Big Jackerton, Oklahoma. Real funny, you idiot. You don't even know what to say. You're just like, yeah, it's real bad, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah. You see, you don't even have enough vocabulary to be able to communicate, you dumb, ignorant jerk-off. You know, I mean, if you had the vocabulary, you'd be able to at least conversate with me and make a decent freaking prank call that would at least live in YouTube infamy because somebody will actually post it. You insignificant single mother-raised piece of trash. Anyway, 831, what's up? You're on the horn.
Ghost, me and David Cameron have a lot in common. We both fuck pigs.
Jesus Christ, here's Kermit again, for Christ's sake. 347, you're on the horn. Hey, 347, you're on the damn horn. I mean, why do you idiots even call up, you freaking stupid, deaf, mute, no personality, having jerk dicks? Seriously, man. You should be ashamed of yourself, for Christ's sake. Man, if you're going to call up and you have a forum, I mean, there's like 50,000 people throughout the world that are listening in. Why don't you say something? Jesus Christ. 513, you're on the horn. What's up?
Hey, cum guzzler. I got an 8-inch cock that's fat. Got it in my hand right now, and it's getting hot.
Oh, really? What if I just give out your number, and maybe somebody can give you a call and help you out with that? How about that?
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. Then before I come, I'm going to squeeze your nose, and you're going to take it all. I want you to really worship my cock.
Ghost.
Where are you, man?
Listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio.
All right, folks. Sorry about that once again, folks. These Mike little episodes are going to be rectified by this next week. All right, I'm serious. We are rectifying these damn mic troubles because look, I'm talking to you from a frickin' prepaid burner wireless, for Christ's sake. All right. I mean, I'm getting the mic fixed, and look, I want my old microphone back because, I miss it. I miss the old nostalgic feel of the show and so on and so forth. So once again, my apologies on the technical difficulties that are happening at this point in time. All right, but once again, I do want to talk a little bit about, things about privilege and sexuality and political correctness. Now, I don't think we have too much time, but I do want to talk a little bit about sexuality. And the reason I do is because we have the left. We've got those on the left that are in charge of the bureaucratic system of education, all right, that are trying to induce sexuality in our children. I read an alarming statistic the other day that we're having an unbelievable amount of explosion of HIV/AIDS infections from people ages 13 to about 23 years old. Now, why is that such an unbelievable epidemic that's happening at this current time? It's because of this suggested sexuality that is being induced by our public education system before our children even know how to use the plumbing that they have, if you know what I'm talking about. And I think that it's completely corrupting our youth. I think that it's sad. I think it's completely unbelievable, for Christ's sake. And I think that it has a lot to do with the contributing factor of the rising AIDS and HIV cases in people from ages 13 to about 23. I mean, it's ridiculous, And to be honest with you, folks, I mean, you shouldn't even be knowing about anything related to sexual activity until at least 15, 16 years old, all right? I mean, of course, you may watch some, pornographic material on the internet, or, you may, do some mischievous, things of that nature. But I can guarantee you that you probably don't know, at least back in the days, you didn't know whether you even liked banging women until you were about 15 years old, till you actually did it. You know what I'm saying? And now you've got these parents now that are championing 7-year-olds who are claiming to be homosexual. Now, can somebody answer me something? How in the hell does a 7 or 8-year-old know that they're homosexual? How do they know that they want to take, the flesh flute in the poop chute? I mean, I'm trying to be comical here, but this is a serious subject. I mean, how does an 8-year-old know this unless this 8-year-old has been molested in such a way in which they found gratification in being penetrated through their anal orifice? I mean, I'm not kidding around, folks. I mean, this is serious business. I mean, look it up, for Christ's sake. You've got freaking 8-year-olds out here claiming that they're gay, claiming that they're lesbian, claiming that they're this, and it's all induced not only by the education system, it's induced by, psychotic, sick parents. And, I don't think that anybody knows what they exactly are until they actually conduct themselves in the activity in question. All right? Now, in my personal opinion, folks, I just don't think that homosexuality, with all due respect, is something that is monogamous. All right? And don't get me wrong, you may have some gay folks out there. All right? You may have some gay folks out there that are a good team. And, look, more power to you. All right? I'm not trying to deny you whatever you want to do. If you like, if your G-spot is in your anal passage, well, that's all you, okay? But what I am in disagreement with is pushing this idea of sexuality on children. And it's corrupting our children, and the proof is in the statistics of HIV/AIDS infection in children that are 13 to 23. This is just unbelievable. It's sick. And it's because of the inducement of this, sexuality at such a young age. And let me tell you, back in the old days, if some kid, 8, 7 years old, tried to say that they were gay, the first thing we would say to ourselves is that this kid was molested. Because no kid should know. Because, look, folks, can we just take a step back here? Can we just take a step back and understand that being gay should not define who you are? Let's understand that the definition of being gay, homosexual, lesbian, is that you like sex, all right? That's just, you're a sexual person. And when you just identify yourself as being gay, like that's the first thing that you're identifying yourself as, you're identifying yourself as, for a lack of a better term, some kind of a useless cum dumpster. I'm not kidding around. That's what gay and lesbianism is. It's sexual identity. It's sexual preference. It's whether or not you take it in the pooper. It's whether or not you like diving on muffs. It's whether or not you like playing the flesh flute. Let's be honest here, man. I'm sick and tired of people sugarcoating the fact that when people talk about the, gays and homosexual, that they're not talking about sex. And look, I don't care what kind of sex you want. I think that, more power to you. You want to have sexual orgies and daisy chains and, gangbangs. I don't give a crap what you do, but don't try to push it on the children. Don't try to push it on society. And that goes for heterosexual stuff, too. I don't like seeing All right, shut it off. My bad. That was my fault, folks. Sorry, that was my fault. That was the old cheek on the freaking touchscreen incident, for Christ's sake. My bad, folks. But where was I? Once again, folks, you are. I don't think that there's anything wrong if you want to be gay. If you know that your G-spot is in your poop chute, well, then by God, you can do whatever you want. But what I don't like is the fact that they are trying to push this suggestion on children. And children should not have any idea on whether or not they like to be penetrated in their anus or like to lick on muffs, all right, or like to, suck on penises, all right? I'm not joking. Look, I'm giving you all a blunt, brazen explanation of sexuality here. I'm for anybody for what they want to be, gender fluid, whether you want to, be, transgendered, have a whole bunch of trans testicles that listen to me, for Christ's sake, and more power to them. But what I am completely disgusted with is the idea of sexuality being taught to children. I think that there's no place for it. I think that the increase in HIV/AIDS cases in kids from 13 to 23 is proof that, sex education doesn't really work. I mean, all it works is for them to be sexually irresponsible. You know, I mean, look, if you're going to have sexual intercourse, protect yourself, morons. I mean, how much is a freaking condom? They should be giving them out at schools now, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, folks. But you see, they suggest this garbage at school, and now our children are all screwed up, man. They don't know who they are. They don't know if they're male, female, pansexual, gender fluid. You know, I mean, they don't know what the hell they are, for Christ's sake. It's gross. All right, and look, I don't care what you want to do. I mean, look, you're a capitalist. If you pay your taxes, you work, and look, the homosexual community is one of the most overtaxed communities in America. I mean, they're the ones that are getting taxed at the high 40 percentile range because most of them are high earners and they're single, and they're the ones paying most of the taxes for all these damn welfare cases and all this other stuff. So, I mean, I sympathize with the homosexual community. What I don't agree with is the way that they are, you know, some in the homosexual establishment are utilizing things like political correctness, things like privilege, in an attempt to suppress and to pervert, really. I mean, I think this is an attempt to pervert children. I mean, look, folks, if your kid is saying that they're gay at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, you need to start asking questions on who touched these people, all right? I'm not kidding. You need to ask questions on who touched you. All right, because this is just disgusting. All right, I mean, I saw a couple of years back of some 7-year-old little fruit bowl saying, "Oh, my son told me he was gay, and I was so proud of him," and it said some stupid crap below this little fruity kid. I mean, how does this kid know he's gay? How does he know that he likes to be penetrated? I mean, can somebody please tell me this? You know, I mean, how does he know that he likes the flesh flute? I'm just saying, folks, I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, if you are defining yourself purely on sexuality, then you're not much of a person. I mean, if you don't believe me, take a look at these people just take a look at your Craigslist, your local Craigslist, and take a look at the casual encounter section, and take a look at all the useless people that are defining themselves by sexuality. Take a look at them. You know, I mean, they're out there being irresponsible. They're out there risking their lives. A lot of these people don't even want to use condoms. You know what I mean? I mean, I just can't believe this crap. I'm just saying, man. Anyway. So anyway, folks, I mean, look, I'm tired of political correctness. I'm tired of, sexuality being used as political correctness. And let me tell you, the sexuality movement is imploding within itself. I read a report out of the UK that lesbians and transgenders are actually kicking out gay men out of their events because they don't really understand oppression because they're men. Huh? Oh, yeah, there we go. I saw another report out of Europe that they're trying to protect child pedophilia as some sort of a sexual taboo, that it's not something that should be frowned upon. I'm not joking. I mean, this is the world we're living in, for Christ's sake, folks. I mean, look, I don't care what you do. All right, if you pay taxes, if you're a homosexual and you pay taxes, you want to go to the gay club and you want to go out and, do whatever the hell you want to do, well, by God, go ahead and do it. All right, I don't care what you do. If you want to change your gender, if you want to look gender fluid, I don't care what you want to do. What I care about is that this idea of sexuality being pushed on young people, and as a result of this, we're having an explosion of HIV/AIDS cases within this young demographic, and it's tragic. It's tragic, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, you got young people that are getting diagnosed at 19, 18 years old, dying at 27, 28 years old, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, how is this responsible? I mean, you gay people, you pro-LGBT idiots, how is this responsible, man? You teaching these kids how to be sexual, and they don't even understand the sexuality that you are basically teaching them. And meanwhile, they're just partaking in everything. They're partaking in bisexuality, trisexuality, bestiality, squirrel fisting. I mean, they're trying everything, and they're getting infected. I mean, how is this responsible? And not to mention, screw political correctness, folks. I mean, you know, if you're listening to me, screw political correctness, man. Do not be politically correct. Spit on politically correct people, all right? I'm tired of being politically correct. I'm tired of people saying, oh, check your privilege. Check your privilege, for Christ's sake. Let me tell you something, man. I came from a goddamn blue-collar family that worked their asses off, all right? There ain't no privilege over here, all right? Everything that I had, I crawled and scraped and gave myself via capitalism, via the skills and creativity necessary, the labor necessary to get me what I want, to make me comfortable, to sustain longevity. You understand? Don't sit over here and try to say, check my privilege, for Christ's sake. Nobody gave me anything. And I will reiterate that. I'm telling you, nobody gave me a goddamn thing. So every time I hear about, you know, check your privilege, screw you, all right? Screw you. I crawled and struggled to be a successful capitalist today. All right, I mean, I had to work my ass off. I had to utilize the money generated from that labor and parlay that into more money and so on and so forth like everybody else. And that's all I want, and that's all the capitalist army wants for everybody else throughout the international community. Everybody should have the opportunity to crawl and scrape out of whatever situation they were born in. Because we're all born in this world innocent, folks. We don't choose to be in the gutter. We don't choose to be in poverty. We don't choose to be in broken homes. We don't choose to be in drug addict, alcoholic families. We don't choose this stuff. But by God, we should at least have the opportunity of capitalism to be able to utilize whatever skills, whatever creativity, whatever knowledge, whatever labor we can expound to try to generate revenue to get us out of the situation we were born in. Capitalism is. It's not handouts, baby. It's opportunity. It's opportunity. And you see, that's what the leftists are taking away from us. That's what they're taking away from us, from this overreaching of bureaucracy, of over-permitting businesses and over-regulation and over-taxation. That's what they're doing. They're trying to rob you of opportunity so that the only opportunity that you have is going to them for whatever they give you. Do you understand the game now, folks? Do you understand the game? That's what they're doing. They're trying to take away all the opportunity so that the damn government becomes the opportunity. And let me tell you, they're utilizing every divisive measure necessary. All right, white privilege, sexuality, political correctness, race hustling. I mean, every divisive issue possible. I mean, it's the basis of leftism, man. It's the basis of Marxism. All right, massive agitation. All right, and when people are agitated, that's when these idiots come in and say, hey, you're agitated because of these people, and we need a revolution. And then once the revolution happens, what happens? Mao Zedong happens, all right? Vladimir Lenin happens, all right? Pol Pot happens, all right? I mean, give me a freaking break, man. I mean, when are you people going to learn something? That's all the capitalists want. That's all the capitalist army wants, opportunity, not handouts. And by God, nobody gave me anything, folks. I can assure you this. I can promise you this on my soul, that no one gave me anything in my life. And that anything that I have, anything that I am, anything that I have possessed, any of my materials, all my experiences, everything that I have been able to consume and pay for, I got myself. I got myself with no thanks to some freaking government bureaucrat, no thanks to, oh, look, son, let me go ahead and leave you millions of dollars. Let me leave you some trust fund. I mean, no, are you kidding me? My dad worked his ass off and died miserable and broke. So don't sit here and check white privilege or check privilege or whatever the hell you stupid little social justice warriors like to shove down our throats. I'm telling you, folks, this is the last remnants of political free speech that we are witnessing right before our eyes, folks. I mean, they are pursuing Joel Gilbert. They're pursuing the Drudge Report. And by God, it's only a matter of time before they start pursuing each and every one of us. But by God, we cannot be afraid. We cannot go quietly in that good night. And I don't care what side of the political spectrum of you're on. I'll protect the Bernie Sanders idiot's right to free speech, too. I mean, this is about freedom. I mean, that's all it's about. And not to mention to make sure that our votes count and that these damn parties, both on the Democrats and the Republicans, don't act like totalitarians and try to anoint their own leaders. I mean, that's what it's about, folks, all right? Anyway, we got about a little over 15 minutes left in the broadcast, and I think it's about time. Well, before I get to that, let me get a swig of beer because I'm sure we got a bunch of jerk dicks waiting online. They're probably going to say a bunch of jerk dick stuff. You know what I mean? They're probably going to, be a bunch of lamers, a bunch of wah, 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 wah. So let me go ahead and chug a beer here. Matter of fact, I better go to the old office trusty fridge out here and get myself another one. I've been trying to get myself a kegerator, but the wife is completely in opposition of it, man. She just does not want me to get a kegerator. You know what I'm saying? She's like, "Are you kidding me? No way you're getting a kegerator. No way." And I figured, hey, it's more convenient, it's a little bit more cost-effective, for Christ's sake. I mean, and I like the taste of draft beer. But, of course, happy wife, happy life. And to be honest with you, folks, I love my wife. I mean, she is the reason why I do everything I do. She's the reason why I continue to breathe on this earth. And whether you are homosexual or lesbian or heterosexual, I strongly urge you to find somebody of that caliber, somebody that you can trust, somebody that has your best intentions on their side, somebody that that'll be there with you thick and thin no matter what, all right, no matter what. And it isn't going to bring you down because, look, there's relationships, folks, where the other party could just bring you down as just a bag of bricks. And you got to basically read that red flag before you start, going into marriage and all this other crap. But by God, find yourself a partner. Without a partner, you're lost. You know what I'm saying? Without a partner, you are lost. I mean, just ask Charlie freaking Sheen, all right? I mean, that's all I got to say. Anyway, I've got another beer here. It's about that time for everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about radio graffiti. Woo! That's right, folks. I'm talking about radio graffiti, the part of the broadcast in which the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you have to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903. And when I call on your area code or on your Skype name, you have exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that you want to say, or whatever you want to say. I don't really care what it is, all right? But just say something. Don't be a Helen Keller deaf mute. Say something funny. Blow a fart. Say something racial. I don't give a crap, all right? Say something. All right? This is your chance to shine here, for Christ's sake, man. To be honest with you, you can become a little bit internet infamous out here. How do you think Tough Guy became Tough Guy? You know what I mean? How do you think the Ghetto Capitalist became the Ghetto Capitalist, baby? Do something. Think of something. Be creative, jerk dicks. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's get to radio graffiti right now. 516-453-9903. Let's go ahead and take it from the top. 808 radio graffiti.
Yo, Ghost. Have you seen that shit that's going on in Florida with that, speech impediment, the freaking check your privilege shit?
No, I haven't read about it just yet, man. I'll look into it and possibly talk about it tomorrow. Thanks for letting me know. 920 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Today's my birthday.
Hey, well, happy birthday to you, man. Who else we got? 646 Radio Graffiti. Hey, true capitalist. I can't even understand you. 712 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Big Jack.
Oh, Jesus, let's not start with that crap, please. Let's not start with that. 856 Radio Graffiti. Now get that crap. Get it out of here, for Christ's sake, all right? Get that Oklahoma Sooner crap out of here. This is Longhorns, baby. Up your ass. 401 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I bet that guy who called in earlier that was from Oklahoma, I bet he was a freaking Sooners fan. Sooners suck.
They suck the chrome up of a 57 Chevy bumper, I'll tell you that right now. 678 Radio Graffiti.
Rather than trolling you, why don't these capitalists or so-called troll the fucking fake Republicans like Neil Bortz and Sean Hannity that hate on Trump?
Well, that's a good point, man. I don't know. You got to ask him, why don't you troll something? As a matter of fact, we are still conducting the chalkening this Sunday night, folks. I mean, we're coordinating this. This is actually going to be a worldwide event. If you're not familiar, by God, this Sunday night, throughout the world at this point in time, on campuses and other public buildings, the Capitalist Army is going to conduct the Operation Chalkening, all right? We are going to chalk up Trump 2016 with the hashtag Capitalist Army simultaneously all over the place this Sunday night, so that Monday morning the media will harp all over it. It'll be the biggest media troll conducted by people of the internet. I mean, that's what I believe. I mean, I'm hype about it. I hope everybody else is, and I hope that you're doing something about it. If you're on a campus, or if you're by a park, or if you're by some publicly funded building, well, by God, get yourself some chalk. Trump 2016, hashtag Capitalist Army. Take a picture of it and put it on the internet this Sunday night, baby. Woo! The chalkening, baby. Capitalist Army. Anyway, let's get back to the Radio Graffiti. 971 Radio Damn Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost. Man, I hear you. A happy wife is a happy life. That's why I let my...
I don't even want to know what you let. I don't even want to know. 502 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, guten Tag, Ghost. It's okay, you're in a wheelchair. I'll call you Daddy Big Wheels. Hit mine.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Stop it. Please stop it, all right? 609 Radio Graffiti.
Patchouli has a butt.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let's take some freaking Skype calls. How about Cosmo Brockington, Radio Graffiti?
Say it with some soul, brother.
Jesus Christ, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm in a wheelchair. I have a hover around, assholes. You understand that? God damn it. Get that asshole. Get him off my line, for Christ's sake. Look, idiots. I don't have a wheelchair, all right? You're starting to piss me off about this crap, all right? I mean, I really don't appreciate it, man. I don't appreciate it. Stop it with the wheelchair freaking trolls already, all right? It's pissing me off. Exara Hawks, Radio Graffiti. Oh, man, he's playing the girl from Ipanema, huh? The whore from Ipanema comes walking. And anyway, never mind. 845 Radio Graffiti.
I happen to have a whole bunch of naked picture of 8-year-old kids, you know?
Shut up, you freaking stupid asshole. I never said that. That's a splice, and that's a pretty screwed up splice, by the way. There's nothing funny about that, asshole. Godzilla 3709 Radio Graffiti. I don't know, what song is that? Is that one Chipmunk song? When you're a kid and you want to go wee, but you ain't got no drugs yet, gonads and trife. Y'all remember that? Wee! You know, anyway, I don't know. Tango Whiskey, Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Give me my drink, for Christ's sake. Johnny Walker, second harvest. Oh, yeah. Oh, shut up, you idiots. I'm telling you, you splicers are getting a lot better with this crap, and that's not good. All right, because let me tell you, I don't appreciate that. 2 freaking words, baby. Punitive damages. That's all I got to say about that, boy. You keep that up. You keep that crap up. Son of a bitch. I'm telling you, you idiots are in hot water with me with this crap. 712 Radio Graffiti.
What's up, Big Jack, my fucking nigga?
Shut up with the Big Jack crap. 516 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost. I just wanted to make an announcement, and I hope you'll join us with Mr. Ben Garrison at the Klan rally in Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, just shut up, you idiot, all right? Who else do we got going on? How about 703 Radio Graffiti?
Oh, hey, Ghost. I just wanted to tell you about, you were talking about, like, trans testicles earlier. There was this propaganda comic called Assigned Male that's, like, trying to convince kids to become, like, transsexual.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, I have nothing against trans testicles. I got nothing against gay people. I have everything against convincing kids to become them, all right? I mean, I think that you need to become self-aware when, you start actually conducting yourself in this sexual activity, all right? And if you're conducting yourself in this sexual activity anywhere under the age of 16, 17, 15, there's something wrong, in my personal opinion. I don't even think it's right for 15, 16, 17-year-olds to be conducting themselves in any kind of sexual activity. But let's be honest, all right? I mean, come on. I saw the movie Porky's, all right? All right, come on. I saw the movie Porky's, all right? 785 Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ. How about 832 Radio Goddamn Graffiti?
Hello, guys.
Hey, what's up? Yeah. Well, you're taking too long. How about 317 Radio Graffiti?
One day, a chimpanzee walked into the village. I shoot him with my AK, and he never come to village again.
I have no idea what the hell you just said. How about Jonas, Radio Graffiti? Jonas.
Hello?
Hello? This is a place of business?
No, it's a private home.
Shut up, cunt. You shut your stupid, stinking, smelly salmon hole. That's a horrible splice there, Jonas, man. That's not a real call. That's freaking horrible, all right? I mean, that's a splice, and, I'm telling you, I really don't like that you idiots are out here splicing this crap, all right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, 701 Radio Graffiti.
Big Jack.
Shut up with the Big Jack crap. God, stupid. It's stupid, all right? Big American Patriot, Radio Graffiti.
Let me tell you something right now. Leave the ass alone.
Anyway, let me go ahead. Man, it's unfortunate, man. That 386 SX computer really sucks the chrome off of a 57 Chevy bumper. We can't understand you, boy. All right, let's go to the bottom here. Some of these bottom callers, these bottom feeders out here. 616 Radio Graffiti.
Yeah, they call me Jared Fogle. I got a $5 footlong right here between my legs, getting a little cold. So let's come on down.
Death mute. Ghost. Oh boy, we're gonna have a problem here.
God damn it with his stupid dumb... Get out of the stupid dumb idiot mic I got, for Christ's sake. Here, let's see if we can get some more calls before it's up. Dick Breath, Radio Graffiti, Dick Breath.
Ghostler, Adolf Ghostler, he's a racist rolling mystery.
from the state of Texas. He's a page from Trolling History. Let's roll. Ghostlers wheelchair down the street, knocking Trump supporters off their feet. When you're
that's enough. All right, just shove it up your ass, you Flintstone jerk dick. Jesus Christ. Who else we got? The Mighty Nate, Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ. Come on with the deaf mute crap. How about Gary Powers, Radio Graffiti?
So many things to tell him, how to make him see the truth about my tub. Impossible. He'd turn away from me. He's holding back, he's hiding. But what I can't decide, why he won't be the receptacle I know he is, the fruit I see inside.
Oh my God, the tough guy, for Christ's sake, he's singing carols to me, for Christ's sake. I mean, good God. All right, you know what? That's it. We're ending it on the tough guy love carol, for Christ's sake. All right, I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Jesus Christ. Follow me on Twitter, folks, if you haven't already done so. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. And bookmark blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Until next time, tomorrow is Baller Friday, baby. And you know we're going to have a good time tomorrow. So until next time, thank you very much, folks. I really appreciate it. All right, we're in effect in the house. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited, for Christ's sake. All right, well, let me see. Let me see if I can. Am I still on the air? Let me see if I got some people on it. 646, are you there? No, obviously not. Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Long live the capitalist army. And let me tell you something. Tomorrow is going to be a great Baller Friday, so tune in, baby. All right? blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Politics Ghost is the name to follow on Twitter. I'm out of here, baby. Same place, same time. I'm out of here.
That isn't just the sound of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class high-strength steel and aluminum frame being formed. It's the sound of conviction. Conviction that created a lighter, quicker, and more efficient C-Class, whose beautiful form commands attention, while its more powerful, fuel-efficient engine demands to be driven. This is what conviction sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class.